Yes. So let's proceed to 14. So you could read the first part of 14, the lamb and 144,000.
Hmm. Then I looked, and there before me was the Lamb standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 who had his name and his father's name written on their foreheads. And I heard a sound from heaven like the roar of a rushing waters, and like a loud peal of thunder. The sound I heard was like that of harpists playing harps, and they sang a new song before the throne and before four living creatures and the elders. No one could learn the song except the 144,000 who had been redeemed from the earth. These are those who did not defile themselves with women, for they remained virgins. They follow the Lamb wherever he goes. They were purchased from among mankind and offered as first fruits to God and the Lamb. No lie was found in their mouths. They are blameless.
All right.
First fruits. First fruits, not first fruit.
Yeah, first fruits.
I was thinking, what's a first fruit? Yeah, first fruits.
So
But
Mount
it's
Zion,
144,000 then, King.
yes,
Because I remember you saying how it represents the DNA.
yes.
Um,
So the DNA structure is a combination of transcendental forces. Something formed the DNA. It didn't just form itself. So a lot of these demons or processes, this is a computer world and it's divided into the front and the back. The back end is what they're explaining to people. Just like in your computer, you have guys that work on applications and you have guys that work on the operating system. It's two different, even though it's the same computer, it's two different stratas. The guys that work on the back ends are the guys that handle the demonology.
the seen
Even
and
in the,
the unseen.
yes, the guys that work on the front, that work on the applications, are the guys are like the angels and the planets. Okay, so the front end is called the tree of life, which is the life you see,
Mm,
your experience. But the tree of knowledge of good and evil is the back end. It's like the operating system of a computer. It's like
mm,
Linux and the GUI, the GUI, or the graphic user interface. So you have a graphic diagram on your desktop, but you click it and it does something in your computer. However, what you don't know is that in the back, it released certain processes that went and woke up, opened some files. Like when you boot your computer releases what you call a daemon, which now that daemon is intelligent. That's why when you type shit, when you type stuff on your keyboard, when you type stuff on your
you can say
keyboard,
shit, King.
I'm trying to keep it like I want children
I
to.
know, but my sons hear me say shit all the time and worse. And anyway.
Yeah, this is the man. This is different from the SCA, you know. So when you when you click the graphic user interface, when you type stuff on your keyboard, there's a something in your computer that understands what you're doing outside of your
Mm,
control, and it doesn't stop. So when you cut the computer off, it's still functioning. That's why your dates and everything is still the same.
remain there when you turn it back on.
Yeah, it's called a BIOS. So this
Mm,
BIOS have programs in certain files that you cannot access. Nobody knows the programming in those files. You just buy them and you work around them. Okay?
mm-hmm.
So the Linux system is open source, but the Microsoft system is proprietary. But it's called the kernel, is the core. And in this computer system, they're called daemons. And they work in the background. That's why when you turn on your computer, it does the first work for you. It opens certain files, it gets certain files, puts it together, allows you to boot. When you boot, that's work being done in a split second. There's a specific file for it. It's called the /boot file. right?
The slash boot file.
Yes.
Hmm.
There's different files. There's /dev for your devices, /boot for your booting system. All the files there are temporary. When it loads in there, the computer uses it to turn your stuff off. Then it releases those programs and they go back. It doesn't store them. Then there's a /etc, which is the configuration. So now all these files and programs, there's a place where you can modify them. It's called an etc. It's the same way like your magical books in your world. They retain the etc files where you can modify or use magic to change reality. It's the same thing. It's no different. It's no different from your computer. So I want people to not be afraid of these
Modes of
words.
operation.
Yes. Don't be afraid because they presented these things to you with religious language. Understand where you are and the structure of the reality. There's no angels and gods, and these are processes. So the movie Matrix is really an explanation of your world. People need to watch that and take notes. It's not entertainment. The Matrix movie is not entertainment. It's more real than anything you can imagine, that movie. Everything that they told you in that movie is applicable to your existence. And there's a lot of computer reference in the Matrix. Because the world you live in is an ancient AI, an ancient metaverse.
So they show the binary code in the Matrix as well.
Exactly. They started off with codes and worlds in the Matrix. So when they give you the Kabbalah, they tell you that there's Chokmah and Baina. Baina is where they get the binary code, which is the female aspect. So the first person they show you in the Matrix is a woman fighting some cops. The number on Neo's door is 101. These are not jokes. These movies are not games. They're not entertainment. The information in these movies are so transcendental. Right? They're really trying to help people, but people don't want to. You're going to see as we go further along, because I don't think we're going to be able to capture everything at the pace we're going. So we're going to do what we can. But as we go further along, you're going to see where they mentioned the state of the people's minds in these scriptures.
Is this when the plagues start?
Yes. So now the 144, like I told you, all the human blood has a source, which is the Igbo. So this 144 is 72 times 2. If you study the
demons and the angels,
it's 72 angels and 72 demons. It's called the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. They said, hey, you could eat the apple of the tree of life, but you can't eat the apple of tree of knowledge of good and evil. That's like somebody telling you, hey, if I give you this computer, you could mess with the applications or the apps, but you better not go into the configuration language to change any settings. That's exactly what that thing means. So the demons are the configuration settings of the cosmos. So they are housed primarily in the Africans, or the people called the Igbo. That's why the 144 is in there. 1,000 is added to it based on time. But the 144 is the functionality of their gene pool. And the 1,000 is added to it based on the time, which is the physical existence that they live in.
So it like represents an age, a particular
an epoch. Exactly. An epoch. And they say, I saw a sound. So they're talking about music. So at the time that this is going to happen, the music of these people is going to take over the world. So if you listen, Nigerian Afro
is like vibration, isn't it? Like
yes,
essentially. So is it like It's saying a certain type of vibration, be it a destructive one, is gonna like take over the world.
No, it actually means that because these are markers, they're trying to give people markers so that they can recognize when these things start to happen in their world. So all these things are markers to look for in your world. So for the sound, it said these people, which are the lamb, which are the people that their genes are projecting most of the hologram and they don't know. Their music is going to take over the conventional music of the world at that time. When these things start to unfold, when they start to put these jabs in people and they try to move people's consciousness to a new hologram, at this time, the music of these people, the people from this area, is going to dominate the world music sphere.
Oh, literally. The music,
Literally.
literally.
So now, for example, black music, and more especially Nigerian Afrobeat music, is the number one go-to music in the world now. It's not even hip-hop anymore. It used to be hip-hop, which is a classification of that. All that is the same people. African Americans, Igbos are the same. So it went from what the Jackson 5 was doing with Berry Gordy. It's the same thing. All this is talk about the same thing, right? So nobody could do that shit. I don't care who you are. If you're not part of that blood group, you're not going to do it like them. Okay? So you went from the Jackson 5 to the Berry Gordy to rap music. Now it's to Afrobeat. So now it finally came to the root of where all those people, their origin, where they originated from. Those people originated from the Igbo. So at the time where the shit is about to really happen, the music energy is going to come back to the roots.
So it's like it's gone full circle then.
Yes. So now Afrobeat is the shit.
In the beginning shall be the end, and the end shall be the beginning.
Yes. And this is a marker. It's something to look out for. So when you see it, you know, oh, okay, this is happening. So all of a sudden, you have a people, Nigeria doesn't even have electricity half the time. Yet their music, they're making music that's dominating the whole world. That Afrobeat, I turn on the radio. I went to, I've been to damn near every city in this country. You turn on the radio, after a while, you're going to hear some Afrobeat. Is this your body? Whatever that dude named that sang that song, Wizkid or all them guys, their music is running it right now. Right? So, so it gives you a description of the people that is talking about, right? That at this time, the vibration coming out from these people's hearts is going to be an indicator and a marker that this event is going on also. All right? So keep going, the three angels.
Then I saw another angel flying in mid-air, and he had the eternal gospel to proclaim to those who lived on the earth. To every nation, tribe, language, and people, he said in a loud voice, "Fear God and give him glory, because the hour of his judgment has come. Worship him who has made the heavens, the earth, the sea, and the springs of water."
Okay, stop there. So let me explain that part. So right there, at this time also, from social media is going to come a message, a consciousness that's going to be put out to the world like, hey, we're the ones that's keeping ourselves here. God ain't the one that kept us here. The devil ain't the one that kept us here. The Illuminati not the one that keep us here. We literally multiplying ourselves in a system that we complain about.
Willingly.
Willingly. So it's a consciousness. So somebody from social media, which is the mountaintop, is going to start to put the word out there in the world that, oh, That's what it means when it says fear God and give him glory, which means respect your soul. Don't bring your soul in a world where it's going to be trampled. Don't bring your children in a system where you already a slave and they're whipping your back and mashing your neck, and you go get your wife pregnant and bring your spirit, your seed to experience the same thing. That's wickedness. That's why it says fear God. That means fear your soul, because you don't want to make your soul mad. It says fear God and give him glory. Fear your soul and give your soul glory, because the hour of his judgment have come. That means that you're about to start seeing your agu, your gene pool, act out, get angry, put you through stuff so you can start bringing it here. And it says, worship him.
Souls, yeah.
It says, worship him who made the heavens, the earth, the sea, and the springs of water. What this means is that your soul is what creates the physical universe. That's what it means by worship him that makes the heavens and the earth. When you go to sleep in your bed, you have a dream. You create a world. You create people. You give yourself a body in that dream. If you don't wake up from that dream, that world that you call a dream world will automatically be your world. As a matter of fact, there is no guarantee that you ever woke up from all your dreams just because the external world looked the same to you. The fact
we don't know.
We don't know.
Sure.
We don't know.
It's like visions within visions.
Yeah, the movie Inception gives a good description. These people tell the humans their world, right? So that's why it says, worship him who made the heavens, the earth. That means respect your soul and stop bringing it here where it's going to be trampled on purpose, because you already suffering. So you could just endure. Remember, it says endure and be patient and pass on, but don't bring new versions into it, because the dragon is going to mash it up. I keep going. A second angel.
A second angel followed and said, fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great, which made all the nations drink the maddening wine of her adulteries. That's the second angel. Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great.
Yes. So now, Babylon is the perpetuation of yourself on this earth. Baby loins. It's not, a lot of people misunderstand these symbols because of the way that the conventional religious system presented a lot of these things to them. But Babylon is the system that keeps you here in a terrible hologram. It's babies from your loins.
Propagation.
So it says, fallen is Babylon. That means that after they transfer these souls, they're going to destroy this side. Remember the Matrix architect? He told Neo, he said, this is the 6th time we're destroying the Matrix, and we're getting very good at it. And people never wondered why he kept destroying the Matrix, because he transferred the souls into another ark. It's called an ark. Noah's Ark is not a boat. Okay, if they say everything contained everything in the world, the boat is just a symbol for a virtual world. That's why they said in the last days shall be like the days of Noah. That means the last days, they're going to transfer souls again into a virtual world, which is this thing this beast that they told you they put in people. That's the function of it. That's why it's called Lucifera. So now it's telling you that after they put this shit in motherfuckers, in people, they're going to destroy the old world. They're not going to just leave it so people can be coming back and forth. They're going to...
That goes back to, sorry, King, what you were saying about the octave and that bridge between the two. So is that... is that represented at this like this juncture?
Yes. So now, after the transfer of souls, they're going to start creating terror on this side so that the people left that didn't take it, the people that didn't take that shit willingly, they're going to make the earth so bad and terrible that some of them will volunteer for that shit to be put in them so they could just escape the horror of their earth. They're going to tell them, hey, look, we have a hologram world, exactly like your earth. They're already showing you in damn near half the TV shows in Netflix. It's about transferring consciousnesses to different earths. That's on your TV already. Half the shows on your TV is about that now. So it's not me saying it. People got to pay attention. That's the new paradigm. That's why they put it on TV.
So this the third angel followed them and said in a loud voice, if anyone worships the beast in its image and receives its mark on their forehead or on their hand, they too will drink the wine of God's fury, which has been poured full strength into the cup of his wrath. They will be tormented with burning sulfur in the presence of the holy angels and of the Lamb, and the smoke of their torment will rise forever and ever. There will be no rest day or night for those who worship the beast in its image, or for anyone who receives the mark of its name. This calls for patient endurance on the part of the people of God who keep his commands and remain faithful.
To J-Man.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that.
Yeah, don't say that name, J-Man. We'll call it J-Man. Yeah. They keep reading.
Then I heard a voice from heaven say, write this, blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on.
Stop there.
So those that didn't take the jab then, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now it's making more sense to you, right? Yeah. So now, just from the way I explained the previous chapters, now when you get the proper picture, when you start reading it from now on, it's going to start painting a different picture for you. So now it's telling you, that's why it put it there. It said, look, it gave a warning. After it told you that the music had changed and they put the shit in people, which is what's going on now, right? Then the angel is a reality on the earth, right? So it says fallen is Babylon. So now they're going to start creating schemes to destroy this place. You're going to start hearing rumors of wars, Ukraine and Russia. These things will eventually escalate, okay? Economic breakdown, banking systems folding. Everything here is going to be systematically destroyed. Eventually, it'll culminate to a nuclear showdown. That's what it's going to culminate to. This place will be a horrific. They're going to turn this realm into a living horror. That's why it calls for what? It says what? It says this calls for patient endurance, because at that point,
endurance, it means suffering.
Wait till you die. Yeah, wait till you die normally. Don't take that shit. No matter how fucked up they make the world and they entice you to take it to escape the horror, wait till you die a normal death so you could have your soul. Now listen to the warning before that. It says, if anyone worships the beast, which means if anyone takes this shit that they don't know, they put in motherfuckers, and its image, and receives its mark on their forehead, on their hand, they too will drink from the wine of God's fury. That means that the place that they're going to put these souls in the beginning is going to be good, but what the souls are going to find out that they're not going to be able to die. So they could put you in the body of a snake. You will lose complete control of your soul. In this metaverse, you still have some open windows. If you die, you could backtrack to the very first one and leave. That's what the Kabbalists call the lightning rod in the Kabbalistic system.
Oh.
Is backtracking from the emanations till you
Mhm.
get to the very first metaverse, and you pop back out and gain control of your soul. So for each incarnation that you don't propagate yourself, right, you backtrack to an easier realm. So if you leave this realm and you don't propagate yourself, your next existence will be easier. You have more memory. You have more control of
Mhm.
the AI system. And if you die from that without propagating, the next one will be even more easier. And as you
Mhm.
go backwards, when you get to the very first metaverse that was created, you're going to notice that after you leave that one, you get back to your original state. So in the last chapters, in chapter 20 is where they describe this original state, what it's like. So we're going to get to that. Me and you, we're going to get to that at some point. It might not be today, probably another edition.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we can keep going for a minute, King.
Yeah.
Because we're just about to come up to
To the juicy side.
the angels, with the plagues. You know, you mentioned already about how the earth is
Mhm.
gonna be destroyed, like
Yeah.
a wasteland.
So yes, exactly. So now that's why it says don't take it because they're gonna make this place unlivable, but still have patient endurance on the part of the people that keep his
Mhm.
commandments. So stay faithful and still don't fall for it. Then it says,
Mhm.
then I heard a voice from heaven say, write this. Blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on. So that means it says, blessed are those who die a natural death without taking that shit. Because you're going to get your soul back while the others
Mhm.
lost theirs. And they
You
already
get
put
to
them,
keep your soul.
yes. That's why it's
Mm.
always talking about what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world? They tell
And
you you're going to
lose your
have your
soul.
ability to travel. You're going to be able to buy and sell. Yeah, you could do all that, but you lost your soul. It's
Mm.
better to suffer and have endurance and not get all that. And when you die, you have your soul back than to be put in Bill Gates' computer and you don't know.
Mhm.
Why you think that motherfucker is all about the jab? And he's a computer guy.
Mhm.
What's the relationship between a computer person and fucking jabs?
Mm.
There's
I
got to
remember
be a
seeing one.
relationship.
I remember seeing one episode of Black Mirror where they put the woman's um consciousness into a teddy bear, and
Yes,
that was it. She
that was
was
it. They can do that.
she was
They can do
stuck in
anything to
that
your
bear.
soul, and you will suffer. That's why it says you will drink from the. At that point, when the soul realizes, when the humans realize that, oh my goodness, I can't even die from this. Because there's a part in Revelations where they said the suffering will get so much that the humans will try to die and death will not come. These
Mm,
things people think is far fetched. It's being put in a computer world. That's what it's talking about.
mm-hmm,
Then he says, then I heard a voice say, blessed are the dead that die from the Lord from now on. Yes, says the Spirit. They will rest from their labor, for their deeds will follow them. That means that the endurance that they had to not fall for it will be rewarded from them not going through all that torture that they're going to put these other people in when they put them in the metaverse.
mm-hmm. It's like the saying goes, by his deeds shall a man or woman be known.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So we channel it. We channel it. So keep. So the next one is from 14, harvesting the earth and trampling the winepress. Go ahead.
14.
Yeah, from it says harvesting the earth and trampling the winepress. After
Oh
the
yes, yes, King. Sorry.
Mhm.
Um, I looked, and there before me was a white cloud, And seated on the cloud was one like a son of man, with a crown
Mm-hmm.
of gold on his head and a sharp sickle in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Then another angel came out of the temple and called in a loud voice to him who was sitting on the cloud,
Mm-hmm.
"Take your sickle and reap, because the time to reap has come, for the
Mm-hmm.
harvest of the earth is ripe."
Mm-hmm.
So he who was seated on the cloud swung his sickle over the earth, and the earth was harvested.
Okay.
So that's the rapture.
Well, what this means is that at this point, they had transferred the souls without them knowing. So what we have here is their shells, but they don't know. So now they're going to work with these shells. If you notice, the CDC put out a notice one time of a zombie apocalypse.
I saw that.
Everywhere you see these type of transferring souls into dimensions, you also see zombies side by side. The zombie theme and the transferring of souls into different worlds is a side by side theme. So now the cloud is introduced.
Mm.
This is the introduction of what? The cloud. It's at this point,
Mm.
there's a virtual world which is in the cloud. You know, we are using cloud
Mm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's in the cloud now. All the companies are in the cloud. Eventually, everything will be done where? In the cloud.
Mm. And that cloud just suddenly became a thing, just suddenly
Yeah,
appeared.
yeah. All of a sudden, all the companies, all their data is in the cloud. All the data on my phone is in the cloud. The cloud is somebody's super duper quantum computer. That's what the cloud
Mm.
is. It's a physical super duper computer somewhere. It might be underground in
Mm.
the earth. Who knows? But is an
It might be up in
unbelievable.
the sky, King.
I doubt it, but that might be true too. But however it is, the cloud represents a virtual world. So
Mm.
that's why they said seated on the cloud was like the Son of Man. That means that in that cloud was the new earth. That's why it said seated on the cloud was like the Son of Man. The Son of Man is the Christ, a crystal. So in the cloud world, they crystallized the soul. They gave them physical reality. That's what that
Mm.
first sentence means.
The
With a crown
trap.
of gold. A crown of gold on his head means that it's real. It has the AI system running it that you call God. A
Mm.
replica of this earth that you're not going to know the difference. The people that they put there are never going to know that they already transferred them to another replica earth. They're never going to notice. Everything is exactly the same. That's why it says it has a crown of gold on his head, but it has a sharp sickle. So the sharp sickle is what they're going to do to their shells on the other side, which is this earth. They're going to do
Mm.
something with their, when they transfer their consciousnesses to another earth and they don't know, because everybody they knew in the previous earth is going to exist for them because it's a projection. Just like when you have a dream, you could see your relatives in the dream.
Mm.
You could see your brothers and sisters in the dream. If you don't wake up from that dream, they're real for you in that dream. You created that, but they're going to be physically real for you in that dream if you don't wake up from that dream. So that's what it means when it says it has a crown of gold. That means that it's made real. The hologram now is real, and they've transferred the souls. So now they're going to do something with their shells. This is where the zombie apocalypse comes in. That's where the movie Cell comes in. All these apocalyptic movies of zombies that they show you, they're not fucking around. It's not a joke that the CDC put it out on their website, even if it looks like they're
Mm.
playing. They're going to do something with the shells. That's the sickle. He said, then another angel came out of the temple, right? The temple is a realm. When you hear temple, is a realm. Like this earth is a realm. So in that cloud world, is a
It's
realm
another
now.
realm.
Yeah. It said, called out in a loud voice to him who was sitting on the cloud. Take your sickle and reap, because the time to reap has come, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. So now that we transferred, so we're going to use the shells for a spectacle. So he who was seated on the cloud swung his sickle over the earth, and the earth was harvested. So that means that after they transfer the souls, they're going to use the shells of the 90% of the motherfuckers that they put that shit in. They're going to use the shells for magnificent spectacle that people have never seen nothing like that before. Because by virtue of what they put in them.
What? So that those shells can experience that hologram.
The shells on this side, the minds in those shells have been moved to the cloud, which it says is like the Son of Man. The reason why they said is like the Son of Man with a crown of gold is because their consciousnesses have been moved to that new holographic world without them knowing. So over here, me and you who didn't take it, we still gonna see them as people that's functioning, but it's gonna get to a point where something is gonna start creeping up gradually. As we go through the chapters, they're gonna show you what's gonna happen to the shells. But here they tell you that they're gonna do something with because they put that shit in 85% of the world, and when the shit is activated, it's gonna be like a widespread thing. When you ever watch a zombie movie, that's exactly what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be animated. They're going to be able to animate dead bodies. Animate is like rabies. You ever seen like a rabid dog? Yes, it's gonna be exactly like that, like rabies.
So that's like the Walking Dead.
Yes. That's exactly what he's talking about. This last part, so he who's seated on the cloud, which is the guy that's running the metaverse, which is the new system that where they moved all the countries and all the production to this new system, which is going to be run by China. They're going to give them the authority to activate this shit with 5G. And the earth was going to be harvested. That people are going to see what this shit's going to do. And that's just the beginning.
Then it says, another angel came out of the temple in heaven, and he too had a sharp sickle. Still another angel who had charge of the fire came from the altar and called in a loud voice to him who had the sharp sickle, take your sharp sickle and gather the clusters of grapes from the earth's vine, because its grapes are ripe. The angel swung his sickle on the earth and gathered the grapes and threw them into the great winepress of God's wrath. They were trampled in the winepress outside the city, and blood flowed out of the press, rising as high as the horses.
Yeah. So what this means, the reason they said it's outside the city is because they've already created this new world that they put like 85% of the people in without they knowing. So all this shit's gonna be happening outside of that, which is this side. So the people that didn't get it is gonna be like, we didn't get that shit. We're gonna be seeing this. But the people that used to be in those shells, they're gonna be in a new world that look exactly like this. And me and you is gonna exist for them in that world. They're not gonna know that all this shit is happening over here. Right? It's a technology. This shit that's why they said it's like a thief in the night. It's a very sublime the technology is so advanced, the sublime is unbelievable. And I want you to pay attention to this part you read. So it said, another angel came out the temple in heaven, right? Which means it's this realm that we're living in, that is not the new metaverse, right? The control structure of this realm is what they call heaven. Heaven and earth is just two realms. Like if you're playing a video game and you're able to go into the Grand Theft Auto and walk around in it, that'll be a temple. But the people on the other side watching you on TV is going to be heaven.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It's a division of
Yeah.
realms. Yeah. So it says, still another angel who had charge of the fire came from the altar and called in a loud voice to him who had the sharp sickle. So, okay, so now we can activate this program now. Take a sharp sickle and gather the cluster of grapes. At this point, the shells are now grapes. They're ready to be turned into, grapes. Grapes are turned into wine. Is raw material. So now
As a symbol, as a symbol of blood, though, isn't it?
Yes, it's a symbol of blood, but it's also a symbol of turning something into something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that's why it's called dream language. When you go in the dream world, exact same way that you're reading this is how the vision's gonna come to you. There's no words in dreams, it's all visions. So if you can interpret the dream language, you can interpret this, which a lot of people can't. That's why it said in this book, it said there's gonna come somebody who's gonna open the seals. It mentioned it clearly.
So then the angel swung his sickle on the earth and gathered its
Gathered the
grapes
grapes,
and
threw them
threw
into the
them.
winepress. That's the zombie apocalypse. That's the use of the shells for spectacle. When they degenerate in disease and in a rabid state, it'll become something like advanced rabies, where they become almost like a rabid dog and bloodthirsty. And it'll be 85% of the inhabitants in the world. The people that did it, so some of the motherfuckers that got it, they could still escape it if they live a certain way. But most of them is not going to know what to do. So if they keep their body at a high alkaline rate and don't eat the DNA of dead animals, they could still escape it. But most of them are not going to be able to do that. They're not going to be able to stay at a very high alkaline state. So when they turn on that 5G and then activate that shit, it'll make them do whatever what's that called? The angel told the guy at the altar, came from the altar and called in a loud voice to him who had the
Take your sharp sickle.
Yeah. So
and
that means that
gather the
activate
clusters
that
of grapes.
Yeah. And make them do whatever. So now the world is going to experience what they saw in I Am Legend. It's going to be a real thing. If it wasn't real, the CDC not going to put that shit on their website. Half the TV shows is not going to be about that. They're not entertaining you. There's a mechanism, a technological mechanism that's going to be a prerequisite for that. And I believe we've explained it clearly. She said they're trampled in the winepress outside the city. That means that outside this new metaverse world that looks perfect to the people they put in there, outside it is where this shit is going on, which is the other world, this world that we're living in now, that they're trying to finally systematically break down. So if you notice, every technology is geared towards destroying this world at this point. They're covering the sun. They're taking all the seeds. They're controlling the weather. Everything is not based on constructive improvement. It's based on destruction. It's happening in people's face. All right? All right. So let's move to 15.